Well, good morning, cyber friends. It's the Midiman coming at you again from Walk of Music. Yes, early morning, Saturday morning, it's about 2:31 a.m. And old Midiman decided to come back and do something that he's been hesitant to do all week long. So I cannot help myself here on this. Yeah, I got to do it, and I'm going to do the best I can to try to explain it. But today is a phenomenon that has not happened, y'all, since the birth of Jesus Christ. This here sign has not been in the sky since Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Now you can look it up on the net. And you'll see different ones saying different things about this date. And it's going to happen today, the 23rd of September. Today is the 23rd of September, Saturday. And as you see in my title, it says, Virgo will birth Jupiter today. Virgo will birth Jupiter today. In other words, the lady is Virgo. Now, those of you, I'm not talking about astrology. I'm talking about astronomy. It's a difference. It's a difference. The ancient Hebrews, they knew about astronomy. Oh yeah. If you go and read the book of Job, which is, they say, is the oldest book in the Bible, Job knew about the planets. He knew about astronomy. Read it. Abraham knew about astronomy. If you look at it, really and truly, all of the ancient Hebrews, and I'm not going to say even the modern day Hebrews, they know about it too. But they knew about the constellation. People, let me tell you something. Don't you remember that in the creation, God said that the sign will be the moon, the stars, and the planet will be for signs and for seasons? God even said it himself. Now, I want y'all to just bear with me a little bit here now. First of all, let me give you the background. Now, I haven't seen anyone on the net, no one, on Facebook, nowhere else, say anything about this, to my knowing. To my knowing, I haven't heard anybody mentioning not one thing about this. I've only have heard certain prophetic teachers speak of this. People like Jonathan Cahn, rabbi, he's a Jewish rabbi. I've heard people like him speaking of it that's an authority on the subject matter. But other than that, I haven't heard anybody else speaking nothing about this. So just listen and bear with me, man, for just a minute or two. I promise you this won't be long, because it's not like I'm an expert on it myself. But I do know what they're talking about, the constellation, and I do know something about astronomy. Virgo is the lady, according to the scriptures. The lady, which represent, now you got some people say the lady represent the church. No. The lady represent Israel. And the Israel, the woman had the child, the man-child, which is who? Christ. But see, you got a lot of people that'll argue on that. But see, I'm not here to argue. But I am here to tell y'all on this morning, in just a few more hours, Virgo will give birth to Jupiter. Those of you that know something about the astronomy should know what I'm speaking of. At the very opening of the legs of Virgo, Jupiter is going to pass directly through, meaning the woman will be giving birth to Jupiter, which is the king planet. Who is our king, people? Amen. Jesus himself. He is our king. This phenomenon have not happened since the birth of Jesus. The first time it happened, according to scholars, according to a great astronomical, I should say, astronomy mind, said that this phenomenon happened at the birth of Jesus, and it happened since until sometime today. For over 2,000 years it have not happened until sometime today. I meant to look it up on NASA's site. I didn't go. Just like I did the other thing, and it was true also. And I had a lot of people to try to mock me when I spoke of NASA, but those 4 blood moons did appear just as NASA said. Because NASA is not really relying on just what NASA found. They are looking at, also they were looking at scriptures as well. But they are trained to understand the constellation, people. And the Jews were masters at it. Like I said, go back to the book of Job. Even Job, which is the oldest book, Job knew something about the planets. And God have told that he was giving us the stars and the moon and the sun for signs and times of the season. He even said that himself. So I just thought I would share that with y'all. I mean, I came back tonight mainly because I was having a little issue with my old leg. My right leg, I was having a little issue with it. And sometimes when it get like that, I have a hard time sleeping. Even though really I don't be sleeping anyway. Be honest with you, I have some anxiety sometimes, and it'll keep me awake. Especially if I got some music and stuff on my mind. But I just want to share that with y'all just in case. I'm quite sure some of you may have heard about it. But I'm just saying I was waiting until I could see anyone else say anything about it before I did. Because I don't want anybody to say, well, Midiman followed behind me before. Well, I haven't heard nobody, I have not seen, no one spoke about this here on Facebook. I haven't seen no one speak about it on Facebook and nowhere else. Only on certain prophetic preachers and teachers that I know. I've heard them speak of it and tell us exactly when it was going to happen. One of the other rabbis I love to watch, Rabbi K.A. Snyder, on the Jewish Voice, the Jewish Jesus, I think that's what he called it. Now, I've heard him speak of it as well. Jonathan Kahn, another Jewish rabbi, that brings us now the paradigm, that also brought us the Harbinger. But what I'm saying, people, it's not about who says what first, but just let it be known to look at the signs of the time, people. We are some 2,000 years later, and this here phenomenon is happening again today. That did not happen in 2,000 years since the birth of Jesus Christ. It happened on Jesus' birth. Remember, the Magi followed the star. That wasn't nothing but a virgin of Jupiter and Venus together that lit up the sky so well like that. It didn't happen until the birth of Christ some 2,000 years ago, people. And it said that the Magi, they followed that star. But that night, the night of Jesus' birth, was the brightest that star could have been. But now remember now, it was some 2 years later that the Magi got to Christ. And he was 2 years old and he was a toddler. He wasn't a babe, he was a toddler. So now what do we take on that? Did that star stay converge? Jupiter and Virgo stay Venus stay converged that long for 2 years? I don't know. Maybe so. Remember, God, don't you remember what Joshua did? Joshua said, sun, stand still, and it stood still for half a day. Or some say it stood still for perhaps a day. So if God could make the sun stand still, surely he can make the constellation freeze. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? But if you know anything about astronomy, those of you that know something about astronomy, the sky is a blueprint. The sky, you can navigate. You can navigate at night by the stars if you know how. If you know how. Because the pattern of the constellation, really, it is solid. It doesn't really just say change, but it's the movement of the planets. The movement of the planets makes the stars seem like, the constellation seem like it moves. But really and truly, according to popular beliefs, this in popular knowledge, what I've read, this constellation and the stars are static. They don't move. But it's everything else in in the system is moving, that would make it seem, the stars seem like they're moving, like from Pisces to Scorpio, which, you know, I was born in November. Now, see, when we start talking about them signs of that, that's going into something else. That ain't what that ain't what God meant for us to deal in. That astrology, but astronomy, the Scorpio and all those, that's astronomy, people. Those are the names of the constellations in the pattern of the star. God did that. God did that, and I'm not trying to confuse anyone, because see, I'm not a scholar of it myself, so I don't want to confuse myself. But just let it be known that today, on this 23rd of September, Virgo will give birth to Jupiter. Today, this haven't happened. This has not happened since the birth of Christ. It happened on the birth of Christ and haven't happened since until this day right here. It's just something for us to look at, people. And the reason why I tell you it's something for us to look at is because of the fact that what we just came off of the Jewish feast. Not the Jewish feast. It's the Lord's feast, called Feast of Weeks or Feast of Trumpets. We just had that. It started at sundown Wednesday and ended at sundown Friday. And it go right into the Sabbath. Sundown Friday, the Sabbath with the Jews. And then all of a sudden, now with this Sabbath, come tomorrow on the 23rd, which is the Sabbath end from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. And all of a sudden, now we got this here other phenomenon happening at the same time. People, we better start looking up. I do believe that. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to set no date, because no one knows the day or the hour when our Lord shall return. That's automatic. It's spoken. But he said, we shall know the season. And I said, people, we are in the season. Very much so in the season. It's just old Midiman that's trying to share some knowledge with y'all. That's all. I'm not trying to act like I know more than anyone else. No, I'm telling you where I got it from. I let you know. I let all of you know where I got it from. But I'm saying I haven't heard and seen nobody else speak nothing else about this yet. So that's why I waited. Thought thinking maybe somebody else would say anything about it. But other than those prophetic teachers and those astronomers that watches this stuff, I haven't heard nobody else say anything about it besides myself, as far as I know. It could be somebody else. I can't watch everybody, but I'm just saying that I haven't seen it. So with that being said, this Midiman saying whatever you get into, you better, if God ain't in it, you better come out of it. Because people, I believe we're getting very close. We're getting very close to something. I believe something big is going to happen. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not going to be up here and start talking and start prophesying, no. Because just like the last prophecy I told y'all about, I said, about the church. I said, if you don't mind, if the church don't wake up, something, what we know as the church is going to be something of the past. But if you notice, I said, if the church do not wake up, I didn't say the church was going to fall to hell in the next 2 days. No. I said if the church don't wake up, those of us that's in the church, if we don't wake up, church as we know it, going to be a thing of the past. That's what I said. And if I didn't say it that way, that's what I meant. So with that being said, just remember, y'all, I told you first. I believe I shared it with you first. Tomorrow is a special day. Today is a special day. Virgo will give birth to Jupiter today. Look it up. You'll see. Midiman didn't pull your leg. Till the next time, next video, next Bible study, whichever come first. If God ain't in what you do, get out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. Peace. Good morning.